Ready, set, live. Hi, I'm Gary Quinn. Welcome to my first premiere show. I'm an international life coach and author who inspires people to really change their lives and create extraordinary results. Today, we're going to start this premiere show with giving you the inspiration, the tools, the exercises that are really going to help you wherever you are in your life, whether you're going through a drama, trauma, or that you just want to create success or love or change. This is what this show is about, to inspire you, to empower you, and to give you a great new life. Stay close, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I have the pleasure to introduce my very first amazing guest. She is an accomplished international writer, actress, director, producer, sexy leg model, and the amazing, iconic show Dallas. She played the wonderful Sue Ellen. And here she is in person, the amazing Linda Gray. Welcome, Linda.
Oh, thank you, Gary. Dear friend, he's just a beautiful friend. And thank you for that wonderful, crazy.
Sexy legs.
I loved it. It's okay, I got
That's
it.
on the book.
It is on the book, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Gary.
So welcome.
Well, thank you for having me as your first guest.
We've known each other for a long time, and
Yes.
I've seen the evolvement of how you have just continued to create a new life of joy and happiness and love. And I think a lot of people out there are searching for that, and they don't know how. In your book, and by the way, the book, is amazing. It's,
Thank you.
really an amazing book that people should all read. It's, The Road to Happiness is Always Under Construction. What a great title. And you said Lily Tomlin helped with that.
Well, there was a title that I did not like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never written a book before. I didn't know how the publishing world worked. And it was apparent that my input they didn't really care about. So anyway, very close to the publishing date, the publisher, wonderful Judith Regan in New York, she called and she said, I think I found the title that you'll like. And she said it to me over the phone. She said, how about The Road to Happiness is Always Under Construction? I said, that's it. I love it, because that's what life is, always under construction. So it was borrowed from a quote that Lily Tomlin had said. She had the road to success is always under construction.
And what's so great is it's in English, it's in all the German markets, and now in Italy.
I am beyond thrilled.
How exciting.
That's thanks to you, Gary Quinn.
It's amazing book. And what I found, what was really great about the book is it's actual nuggets of wisdom throughout your life. And what a life. I mean,
it's been a great life.
Your life
still
has
is.
been amazing, and it still is amazing.
Of course it's amazing.
And I think, what inspired you to write this book?
There was no inspiration at all, because they called and they said, we would like you to write a book. And I thought, oh my God, in my spare time, I was doing the reboot of Dallas, filming, and we had to move to Dallas for 6 months. So I was doing that, and I thought, when? In my spare time. And so I said, well, I don't have time to write a book. I don't have time to write a book. And then one of my favorite quotes in life is, if not now, when? And I thought, okay. So I said, okay, well, why do you want me to write a book? And they said, well, we want to remind you that in September you turned 75, and we would like it to come out on your birthday. And I thought, I had to take a deep breath, because I thought, am I 75? And then the quote came back again, if not now, when? I thought, oh, damn, I better get going, girl. But not now, when? So it all came together, not brilliantly, not easily. It was challenging, because when the reboot was canceled, I went right to London and did Panto, which is crazy, wonderful English pantomime. And you do 2 shows a day.
Wow.
And it was grueling. And so when in my spare time was I going to do that? take deep breath.
So
and
you
just do it.
managed to write it within what, 6 months or
A
3
little longer
months?
than
Wow.
that, because I wanted. I mean, I left there. A lot of things were left out that I think about now, but it's things just started downloading in my head, and I was just so excited that. That someone would find this interesting, and I did find it interesting. And then other things would come in my life, and I did look back at my life, and every day I look at my life.
I mean, even growing up, and you grew up in Culver City, Santa Monica, was there an inspiration or what was I mean, as a child, you wanted to perform, you wanted to act from the beginning. And was there were you driven in some point, or was just a natural because you were close to MGM and you said, I wanted the
wanna
rainbow?
be there, right? Well, the sweet part, I mean, I just always look at this as such a lovely, lovely gift, is I went to Catholic school across the street from MGM,
right.
and every day after school, all of my girlfriends and I would sit on the curb in our Catholic school uniforms with our autograph books, and we would get autographs of the people coming in and out of the studio. I mean, famous old movie stars. And so I remember sitting there then on the curb. And when I got Dallas, I drove into that lot in my own car, and I looked up and saw that lion, the MGM famous lion, and I had to pull over. And I just sat there, tears streaming. I thought, look what's happened. I used to sit on that curb, and now I'm driving through as an actor.
In some ways, it was almost that you were putting an intention there without even knowing it subliminally.
Exactly. I wanted to be an
Correct.
actor. I knew, and I played a lot of the Virgin Mary many, many times in Catholic school. But I was hanging in there. And so, I do feel that, some people are plunked on the planet. They know exactly what they want to do. I'm an architect. I'm going to build this building, blah, blah, blah. They know. A lot of people don't. But I think it's our job as human beings when we arrive here on this wonderful planet, our job is to figure out, okay, what part of that puzzle are you a part of?
But it's interesting because I think when we're growing up as kids or evolving, we're trying different things, but
Sure.
we don't know if it's right or wrong, but we know there's some goal that maybe in your subconscious you said, I am definitely going to be known for something that I'm doing in the entertainment world. You didn't know how it was going to happen, but you trusted. So there must have been a confidence of an intention that I think we set that, and I think our soul plan sort of helps drive us in that way. So looking back on it, do you think that you had a soul plan without even knowing the plan was there?
I think so. I do. I think that, and there's persistence, and I was feisty. Part of me inside had a little feisty thing going on. It was like, oh yeah. I had 2 words that I loved. It's called "watch me," and I was rejected constantly. I have a rejection letter on my desk that I've had for 55 years. Still there. Still look at it. Still smile.
That wasn't the letter from
Glamour magazine.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry, but if you
think
did
you
a little
should do
bit with your hair and your makeup, and maybe you might eventually turn into something. And at that minute I got that letter, I was going to wad it up and throw it in the trash. However, I kept it, and I thought, wait a minute. And this has been really a guideline throughout my life. It's like, that's one person's opinion. And they're not necessarily right. And how dare any one person tell me what to do with my life? This is my life.
So in other words, what's really happening is you believed.
I believed, yes.
And I think when you believe, you actually trust it, and no matter what's going on in the circumstances, you believe, but then you eventually receive.
Yes,
That's the key.
Beautifully put.
And I think the key here, because I loved when you weren't starting, but when you were a leg model, but you were a model. But when they sent you for that interview, that you didn't know what it was, but it turned out to be The Graduate.
The Graduate poster, yes.
That was amazing. And then you find out later, oh my God, those are my legs.
That's correct.
You know?
Which was a shock.
So
and I made $25 though.
$25,
Yep,
but
$12.50 a leg.
all over the poster. Amazing.
I know. I have many stories from fans who said it was hung in my dorm room, and I was like, oh boy.
When you look at everything that's going on in the world, and you see people that they're searching for something, but they really don't know what that is. What? Because I think most people are not happy, and they're looking for something to hold on to make them happy. I mean, what makes you happy?
Oh, life makes me happy. Every day I wake up, my feet touch, this is an everyday occurrence. My feet touch the floor, and I say thank you. I don't say thank you quietly. I yell. I yell it to God, anybody, the cat, anybody that's around. I say thank you. And it never stops. I say thank you, I'm on the planet. Thank you, I'm alive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I sit down with my gratitude journal. I do gratitude journal every day, and I write important words that I'm grateful for. A lot of people, well, I don't know, what am I grateful for? I said, did you have hot water today? Did you have a hot shower? Did you have water? I've been blessed, and I've been to developing countries where I see the people that don't have any water, don't have anything, but they're happy. They have things that we in the developed country we don't have, but they're still happy. It's like because they have an inner awareness that they're part of a greater power. I don't care what they call it, but they know that they're part of. It isn't just them and poor me and all that nonsense.
Well, yeah, and I think that people in general like to complain.
Ooh.
And I think it's easier to complain to actually take responsibility and do something. And I think the people who do something really have an intention to really move forward in life. And I love in the book that you constantly were moving forward. There was never it was perpetual motion. You never were idle. It was, I'm either doing the modeling, I'm going into acting. When you went to Charles Conrad's class and that whole scene, and you said, I'm just going to go do it. And I mean, that was a feat. I think that's also destiny of just being at the right place, but being in preparation. You were always in preparation. So even when the opportunities happened, you were ready.
Of course, that's what I feel. A lot of people miss that. They get rejected. I mean, my little rejection letter. I could have just been doing nothing after that rejection letter. Actors are rejected all the time. I mean, we're rejected. No, you're too tall. You're too this. You're too. No, you're too old. All these great things. That doesn't bother me. It's again. I go back to that letter. One person's
But you
opinion.
had prepared, I believe, mentally, and even being a housewife with kids, I think you were already preparing in some way.
Yeah, I was.
And when Dallas came, it was like, this is my normal vehicle. It's my
That's
bridge.
Right. I'm just stepping into that role for a while.
And when you stepped into it, I mean, did you find it all of a sudden you were you were acting, you were working in loads of commercials, and you already had a flourishing career, but all of a sudden you were catapulted to this international, everyone knows who you are.
Yes.
And that can sometimes be a little daunting, like scary.
A little. People wanted to know what I had for breakfast, and I thought, what is this? All I wanted to do was to do my job. I wanted to go to work, and I wanted to act. And that was it. But then all this other stuff kind of came in, and people said, oh, wasn't it glamorous? Wasn't it this? Wasn't it that? This was my job. It's still my job. That's what I love. I love it. So as soon as that passion goes away, then go and find another passion. I think people go, oh, poor me, this is happening. No, I find it's like, come on, I want to shake everybody and say, life
And
is
I think
happening.
the passion starts, you can have passion at any age. I believe it's, because a lot of people lose it, and they go, well, I don't have anything going on in my life. I'm just kind of bored, and I've got everything. I've got the money, the house, but I'm not happy.
Of course they're not happy.
So the key is get excited about you, which you still are, because we can put you on any stage and any series or movie or whatever, and you're just going to shine because you have that light. And I think many people turn the lights off, but you can evolve forever, and the lights stay on as long as you want them.
Yeah, I think that thank you for that. It's lovely, beautifully put. Thank you.
Well, you're amazing.
Thank you. But I think that, when they have all this stuff, I find that a lot of people look outside of themselves, either to blame, well, I blame the stock market, or I blame this, or I blame the I had too much coffee. I'm like, what? What? Without looking inside. It's like, who are you? What is making you happy? Go for a walk. Go for a walk by yourself without the phone. Leave your phone home and go look at a tree or flowers, or go get nurtured from within. And then all that outward stuff, then you appreciate it and you're grateful. And that's a word that I just use all the time, gratitude.
Gratitude is everything. And I know, gratitude in our lives is so taken lightly, because people go, oh, I'm grateful for what? For the lights, for the clean water? Oh, yeah, I have that. But a lot of countries, like you said, don't have that. And we're not as fortunate. They're worrying what they're going to go hunt for dinner tonight, or where they're going to live in a cave or sleep. So we're really blessed to have this opportunity. And I think, just in your life, I think you've made a difference with women. And I think this book, not just women, but men, I think in this book, the whole part about health. I mean, it's mind, body, spirit. When you take care of your mind, you also have to take care of your body.
Of course.
So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back and talk about the body, mind. But really, the mind is how you put good things into your body. So stay with us. We'll be right back with some more hot news. Welcome back. I have an amazing guest in studio with me, the amazing Linda Gray. The hot news is about what you put into your body, you become. So what do you put into your body, Linda? Because you look amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I think it's important, and it's an important issue that I think a lot of people just hit on the surface. Well, I eat well, I eat great, rah, rah. But the world to me is shifting into a new paradigm where, with all the chemicals and pesticides and glyphosates and blah, 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 that all of our animals are eating, I keep reading. I'm so curious. That's another thing I do. I'm just so curious about everything. I go mental, drive myself a little bit cuckoo. And it's like, oh, I want to know about that. Oh, I shouldn't eat that, blah, blah, blah. So it's a little bit, we all get a little bit overwhelmed. And at times I do, because we want to take care of our bodies. Like you said, it's, we are what we eat, and then we are what we eat and what those animals are eating. So I've kind of pared down on the animal consumption. And I think that the other thing, though, that I find interesting is now with paleo and keto, and then ketotarian, and all these things are coming. I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Total confusion, wacky stuff out there. Wonderful. But, okay, I think we just have to pay more attention, more water, cleansing, get rid of, because we can't help it, but we walk outside and we're bombarded with chemicals and pesticides and exhaust fumes living in LA.
Do you do like a detox regimen, like once a month or every 6 months? You do the lemon water every day.
I do lemon water every day.
And tell people what that is. You just do hot water with...
Yeah, can it be any kind of water, any hot or cold or whatever you prefer. In the morning, I like it because it's sort of nurturing, warming. It's a cuddly thing. It's like, okay, here's the deal. But then you do research. I'm like, why am I drinking this? Why am I drinking lemon water? It's because somebody said it was good for me. Well, when you sleep, all night long, you don't have any water. And then your little kidney call for them too early. They're casually saying, and then we're not going to first.
Your coffee.
You can have it. I have my
I
coffee.
just found it wasn't me, and I started tea,
Whoa.
which you really nervous.
Butter.
The caffeine.
You know,
What would you?
sometimes, but what is a lot we eat. So every Monday I water fast. I just don't eat on Monday. Because then, the weekend you go and you go to friends' houses, you be with the kids or something, and sometimes there's something sneaks in, or that it's somebody's homemade something that you eat. I don't know. I'm not a big sweets person either, so that kind of helps. But on Mondays, it's like I take Mondays off, my day off.
So you just water all day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll have a little dinner, a little light dinner, or sometimes not. I don't know.
Wow.
But that's recent, and I find that I don't know, kind of resets things. I think that it's fun for me anyway to experiment, see what my body does. Does my body like that? Maybe, maybe
Well,
not.
I think longevity is really making the right choices of what you're putting into your body, and I think most people don't have the correct information, so
Exactly.
they're just putting something they read that says organic. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not.
That's
the sad part. It's like, how long have we been duped? I don't like that. That's not okay. It's like, don't put stuff in our food. Don't put stuff on the grass that our kids are going to play on. I'm a grandmother, and I watch my kids. And the other day, my 16-year-old grandson, who's an athlete, he came to me and he said, I don't feel really well. And so he said, they call me Manya. I love that name, Manya.
Manya, what is that?
Well, he couldn't, when he was learning to speak, he couldn't say grandma. And I would hold his little head and say, grandma. I wanted to be called grandma. And I held his little face and he went, Manya. He tried so hard to imitate.
Right.
And I say, grandma. And he'd go, Manya. He tried so hard. So finally I thought, you know what? Back off. You are listening to your grandson who wants to call you Manya. And I said, the kid's smarter than certainly me. And flower in my hair.
Yeah. Show.
He came to me and he said, when I held it, this is coming from, but it was from a fast. What in this, right? Where did that come from? Is that a so-and-so tree? And he just looked at me. And I said, look, here's how old I am. And I want to be active. I want to go to all your basketball games, and I want to cheer you on. I can't do that if I ate from this tree. I can, and I will eat from the avocado tree because that was
Correct.
Not made in a factory. God made this.
And avocados are the most healthiest
They're
piece
amazing.
of fruit. Is it a fruit? No, it's a vegetable. But
it is a fruit.
But it is a fruit. But it's got everything, the fatty acids. It's got everything you need is in an avocado.
That's it.
But what I've noticed is in all these countries I've been going to working, the consciousness has risen as far as food. So you see vegan restaurants, you see health food stores.
That's right.
And years ago that didn't exist. I used to have a problem going to England and I couldn't find almond milk, soy milk, or back then it was just soy milk, but I used to bring my own soy milk in the suitcase when I would go to London.
You sweetheart, look at you.
But now it's everywhere, like 10 different types of milks, rice milk, vegan milk, hemp milk. I mean, it's like overwhelming.
Wow, which milk now?
I remember, and this is so interesting because when we talk about full circle about energy, I remember years ago when I first started going to England, I was in this little town and I was on this tour and I think we had seen each other, but then we lost touch for a while. And then I'm walking, it was my last night in Cheltenham, and I was walking and there was this coffee place there and I was walking and I see your poster. It's like my last night in Cheltenham.
No.
I'd been in London and so all of a sudden I see your poster. You're coming to this little theater. It was not a little theater. It was their big town theater.
Right.
And it was The Graduate?
Terms of Endearment.
Oh, right. Terms of Endearment, right? And there was a huge poster. It said, Linda Gray's coming here. And I go, oh my God, I wish I could. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So I walked backstage and I knocked on the door, and this Englishman opened the door and I said, hi. I said, I'm from Los Angeles and this is a friend of mine. I've lost touch with her. Can I leave a card with a little note? And he said, oh, yes, no problem. Yes, oh, yes, from America. Yes. So I wrote this little note to you. And then I went on to wherever I was going. But it was so cool to be able to connect in some country that we had sort of vagabond, theater going through the town. Isn't that amazing?
It is. Life is amazing.
It's brilliant.
You know, when you pay attention, life is amazing.
Yeah. And I think people don't pay attention.
I know. Why?
Because I think they're just basically going through the motion. They're taking everything for granted. And I think we cannot take anything for granted because life is so short. Every moment, and I have that as a saying, in every moment is a new beginning. And I think in every moment we have to know that the moments are what we have because they won't exist anymore. And tomorrow, we don't know about tomorrow, but in this moment, I think we have to cherish how lucky we are to be healthy, happy. And no matter what's going on in your life, I think it's important to just be grateful to be in the moment with someone you love, people you love, friends, and know that that is all there is. And really, love is all there is in every walk of life.
Absolutely.
And I think people, they look for love in the wrong places.
I know. There's a desperation.
What do you think, if you had to pretend I'm from a different planet, I'm an alien, and I come from a different planet, and I landed today and I said, Linda, tell me about this love thing. We don't have it on our planet. What does it mean? What would you say?
Oh, well, first of all, I'd take them to my house. I'd make them a nice meal.
A smoothie.
Right. Well, no, depending on the day. Hope it's not a Monday.
Right.
And I would just give them a little hug. I just start with that. And I want to know all about them because a lot of people, they feel like they're forgotten in this life. What is love? How does that even compute in their lives, which I find very sad. But it's like there's the human touch, the human kindness. That leads me to this long thing about the technology, our technology. The alien could probably relate because I think there's a weirdness going on where the phone is like, even my grandkids, they're on that thing. They don't. I remember the day they told me, I said, you haven't returned my email or my phone call. Oh, we don't do that. We text. And I said, you mean I can't see you and I can't hear you on the phone? And they said, no, we text. So I find there's a separation there. Where is the love? I love them. And they love me. I know that. I feel that. But I feel technology, bless it as we all love it, but it's pulling us apart as a race, as a global race. Race is, we're just
disconnect.
Pulled. Thank you.
Yeah.
So people I know, they don't feel the love. How can they? There's no eye contact.
Correct.
There's not hugs. We're supposed to have hugs every day.
Correct.
So where is that? So Mr. Alien, Mrs. Alien, whoever you are that you're coming to my house, I'd give you a hug. And I'd insist that if you have a cell phone, you don't need one, of course, but if you had one, I'd say, no, I have a bowl at my house. Phone goes in the bowl. We have eye contact. We'll go for a little walk in nature. We'll talk to the trees and the flowers, and we'll look up at the sky, and we'll be very grateful. And then I'll probably hug you again, and then you'll sit down, I'll make you a nice dinner, and where there's a feeling.
A connection,
I feel people
absolutely.
have lost connection.
I was just at some restaurant the other day, and I saw husband and wife sitting. They're both texting. They're not even talking or looking at each other, and they've ordered, and they're just like on their phones. And the whole dinner, they weren't even like communicating. It was like disgusting.
I know that, but that's a sadness for me.
It's a sadness.
It's like, what is happening? I mean, when my own grandchildren, I say, I want eye contact now. Phones go in the bowl. You're not coming to eat. I'm cooking with love for you and the respect that I demand from you right now. I don't want you on that phone, and you.
And this is why it's so important to, be in that state. Because if you're cooking with anger, your food is going to taste terrible.
Exactly.
I have an Italian friend, Doriana, and she's just always full of love. And when she makes anything, pasta, it tastes like magic. I said, you should open a restaurant. But it's because she's cooking with love.
Of course. That's the key.
And I think people, they're searching for love, but they're not looking for it in the right places. Or they think love, love, yes, could be a puppy dog, but some people think it's chocolate. Or sometimes they think they think it comes in different forms. But I think love starts within. When people say, how do I love myself? I think it's just really giving yourself that permission to say yes and love myself, and not that you. I mean, what if somebody said to you, how would you learn to love yourself? What would be if you were a doctor and they said, Linda, I have this problem. I don't love myself. What would you say to them?
Oh, I'd take them over for.
Okay.
They'd have to come for dinner. We have a little chat. We have to have a little talk. But I think that you aren't in school. Children aren't even raised to understand that. They don't have a concept. What would you do to love yourself? Where does that ever come on the curriculum? What is that? Doesn't exist. So I would say, how, number one, grateful, but how grateful we are to be chosen, to be plunked on this planet. Just plunk, there you are.
Right.
And you're already a miracle. A friend of mine wrote this book, and there were two things that just absolutely blew me away. He said, we were born with a chip of magnificence. Every single one of us. Every one of us. We don't even know. How do we find that magnificence? Where is it hiding? Behind that chocolate? Maybe. I don't know. But all through, we have such information now. I mean, we do all the information we have on the internet, etc. But give yourself that love. Because people constantly are looking outside of themselves to fill you up. Will it be a new car? Will it be this? Will
Correct.
it be the new suit and the new dress or the shoes or whatever it is? Always outside. Are they happy? No.
It almost becomes a drug. They're looking to,
exactly.
Maybe that book, that's going to make me happy. But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
And I think the key is to understand that we came into this life as a gift. And I think people forget about that, and they start to think, well, I have to struggle in this life.
Yeah.
We have choices, but I think when you give yourself permission to love, you're really there to say, I am a gift in this world. Not ego, because I think people get confused. But when you're saying, I am just here based on just being pure love, that scares a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And that scares many people who have not evolved, but you have to understand that's all there is. When we leave this existence, this experience, we're going to remember having fun sitting here. The friendships you have, the times you were with your nephew, your grandson, the soccer games, everything. It's that memory that you're taking away. You're not taking your watch. You're not taking your car. We're not taking our books. The key is, I think people have to take inventory and say, what is my top priority now?
Exactly.
And I think what you said about getting rid of the phones, putting them away, and actually telling someone how much they mean to you and how lucky this friendship or the time you spent with them was wonderful. And I think that's the key.
It's a key. It is the key. There's a connection that seems to be missing. And the more technology that we put in the middle, it becomes less and less and less. And we're faster. Let's get more, faster internet and this and that. It's like, what about, well, no, wait, stop.
Exactly.
Stop. I'm done.
Exactly.
I am done. I want to, especially I think the older I get, I know that I realize the fragility of life and how fast it goes, and how you wake up one day and it's like, ooh,
20 years went by.
Yeah, and how did that happen? But you realize that without loving yourself, and without looking outside for the newest, hottest, greatest, whatever, that's not going to ever satisfy you. So I feel that connection to a higher being, whatever you call that, God or higher self, whatever you call it, connect with that.
Yeah, and I think people have disconnected.
Of course.
And once you connect to the source, whether it is, Buddha, Kuan Yin, God, Jesus,
Exactly.
Mother Mary, whatever it is,
Or all of them.
or all of them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I think the key is that people forget about themselves, and they don't know that they have to believe and they have to honor themselves, because you have to, yes, you believe in all these other energies, but I think people stop believing in themselves. And once you believe in yourself, then other people believe in you. And I think we don't believe in ourselves. And I think everybody out there should believe in themselves. And just even an affirmation: today I am worthy of love, and I accept love, and I believe in myself.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think what I find going to all these countries is a lot of people are missing that. And I think anybody who can inspire people through books, through music, through art, through acting, through any walk is amazing, because it's a platform. And I think you have a platform, and I think you have many, many years to continue doing great things.
Very sweet.
And I think it's important that you continue to do great things. And we're going to take a little break, because I think we have a couple callers on the line. And we'll be right back in a short message. No, we'll be right back in any minute.
We'll be right back, and certainly
We'll take
we're
some
smelling-
short messages.
We're doing
Yes.
something.
We'll be right back. Stay
He's our leader.
close. Hi, welcome back to the show with my amazing guest, Linda Gray. We have a couple of callers on the line for her, or me, I don't know. Please call. We're ready. Who is this on the line?
Hi, this is Shauna.
Hi, Shauna. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening or watching. And what is your question today? I have Linda Gray in the studio.
Wonderful. Hi, Gary. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here. So I have a question. You've brought up so many amazing points, both of you, which I have enjoyed listening to. But Linda, you were talking about gratitude and the importance of gratitude in your life, which I certainly believe as well. And I was just wondering, was that something that you kind of just had your entire life, or was there a time in your life where maybe you adopted the practice or wanted to adopt the practice of really being grateful because, maybe you were going through a season that you just felt like, I need to be more grateful for the things in my life and really adopt this as a practice going forward?
It's a great question. I think because I just looking at the cover of the book, The Road to Happiness is Always Under Construction. I think we all go through, there's speed bumps and detours and potholes and all kinds of things. There were a lot of, I think one of the things that really kicked me into a different direction was when my sister died. She died at 43, and I realized the fragility of life. And, I was so grateful that I had her for as long as we were on the planet together. And that kicked me into such a beautiful, grateful, not that she was gone, but the fact that, okay, I did have her for X amount of years. She was my best friend. And it was a shockingly... a shocking time for me, where I just dove into gratitude of having her. Not that she was gone. It was just the weirdest thing. But I really realized that in order to be on this planet, man, you better get your stuff together and be grateful. I have a thing that I started about that time. I have the first hour of the day is mine. And I don't allow any phone calls, any texts to come through. Everything's on airplane mode. And then when I get up and put those little feet on the ground and say thank you, that starts my hour. And that's when I meditate and do all the private things that are just mine, where I'm not running out, grabbing a cup of coffee, running into the shower, all that kind of stuff. So this has been evolving over the years, where I feel that in order to nurture myself, I have to give myself that time. There's no phone. I'm not looking at Instagram. I'm not doing any of that stuff. No technology, nothing. First hour, mine. And I adhere to that. So anybody starts calling me at 6 a.m, man, they're dead.
That is so beautiful.
What a grateful thing that is. But that's it. And it keeps evolving. And when I did make that a rule for my own self, it became really deeper and deeper in my consciousness to just be grateful. So it's evolved and grown, and now it's really even more special. And I know it's going to continue.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shauna, for calling. So, I think that's true. The gratefulness is really important. And I think also when we're grateful, we have to set intentions. And, even the intention for this week or during the day is to have a great day. Yes. That's important. If you wanted to set a new intention for this year, what would you want to set? Anything in particular? And because when two or more people are aligned with the intention, we send it out and it is created.
I love that, and I will think of this. But I think, and yes. When I talk to people all around the world like you do, I think we all think too small. I think there's one intention or one affirmation. It's like, this month I'm going to make whatever money they want to make or whatever. It's like, come on, baby, ramp it up. If not now, when? Dream big, crazy big, because it's much more fun.
Absolutely.
I think it's much more fun.
Absolutely.
And, you keep your little thing small, like, I'm going to do this, and sort of in this very small voice, get it out.
Correct.
Talk big. There's a lot of people on this planet. You better be heard, baby. You better just get out there and say, I want to think this way.
Exactly.
Not small. We're all thinking too small. How are we going to change this planet? The mess it's in, the corruption, all this nonsense.
Exactly.
You got to talk big. Think big. Because with all those stupid problems that are out there, continually out there every day, how are we going to solve this? We're not going to solve it by keeping repeating. Oh, did you see what so-and-so did today? And look at the things and look at what's happening. No, think big. What big solution are you going to do?
Correct.
What is happening?
That's the thing.
Big.
Think big. Everybody listening today and watching, I want you to think big. My time is up here, Linda.
How shocking.
I could speak with you all day. Thank you for coming in studio. Much success for the Road to Happiness is always under construction, is available at Amazon or your Barnes & Noble bookstores or anywhere in the world if it's an international copy. And they can go to the official Linda Gray website.
Linda Gray Official.
The lindagrayofficial.com website. And I'm your host, Gary Quinn. Join us for another episode of Ready, Set, Live. Until next time, keep thinking great thoughts.